Floyd Mayweather is going to knock Conor McGregor straight out. Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino, thesalesblog.com, right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need and The Lost Art of Closing, Winning the 10 Commitments That Drive Sales, and sometimes amateur boxing prognosticator. This is something different for the Everyday channel, but there's so much news around this and it's an issue that's close to my heart. I like it so much. I want to talk about it and I want to share some ideas with you. On August 26th, Conor McGregor, an MMA championship fighter, is going to fight 49-0 Floyd Mayweather. And I want to talk to you about the first lesson you should take from this. Conor McGregor has no intention of winning this fight. He does not believe that he can win this fight, but he is a salesman and he is a hype man. And what he's done is he's made such an argument that he can beat Floyd Mayweather that he started to get attention. And that attention started to turn into a conversation about this. And then it turned into a negotiation around money, but McGregor asked for more money than Mayweather would give him. And the hype got to be so big that the fight was made for an undisclosed amount of money, but the rumors are McGregor could make up to $100 million and Floyd Mayweather could make up to $450 million. And this hype man has found himself a way into a $100 million purse for himself against the greatest boxer in the history of the sport. So let's talk about the sport for just a minute, because Floyd Mayweather is a pure thoroughbred boxer. His father was a boxer, his uncle was a boxer, they were both championship prize fighters. He's had gloves on his hands his entire life. And he grew up in a boxing gym, in a boxing ring, and he was very carefully groomed to be a world champion. Progressively more difficult fights as he went along, until he was the championship in, I believe, 6 weight classes or something like that, starting at 130 and going straight up from there. This is the best defensive fighter in history. And let me be clear about this. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan. I don't like him. I never liked him. When he got his HBO contract, I didn't like him, and that was decades ago when I watched more boxing at that time. But he is the best defensive fighter. He makes Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker look like the effective aggressor in every fight. He's so defensive. He's never where you think he's going to be. He's got his chin tucked in behind his shoulder, so he's never been hurt in a fight, never been hurt bad. He's been on the ropes a couple times, chop Corley, a couple fighters early that gave him a little tough time. But other than that, he's never been in trouble. And he's been hit by the best fighters of his time, like Shane Mosley did nothing. He's been impossible to beat for 49 straight fights. So this is the best fighter of his time without question. Now let's talk about Conor McGregor. Terrific hype man. Best hype man in the business, makes a fight. Tough guy. I'll take nothing from him. He is a tough man and he's a tough fighter, and you wouldn't want to face him on the street. But he's not on the street. He's in a boxing ring where there are rules and where his hands are going to be taped up inside of big gloves and where he's going to have to stand straight up. And he fights like this with his hands out here and his head in the middle, which means the punch that knocks him out will come straight through those two gloves and he won't know what hit him. Literally, he won't know. He won't see it. Because even though he's tough, here's the problem. He's never seen hand speed like this before, and he's never seen footwork like this before, because those two things don't matter in the MMA. It's a different sport altogether. This is the difference between marketing and sales. They're two very different things. And boxing is very, very different than the MMA. It's much more subtle. There's a very different discipline applied to this. So, your lesson. You're going to have a very tough time beating someone who spent their entire life studying some art or some craft well enough that they are a master at the very highest level. If you want to compete with someone to win, then you have to be able to have the same skill set that they have, and that takes a lifetime. And unless you dedicate the lifetime, you won't have that skill set. The second lesson for you is that there's a certain amount of salesmanship that comes with success. And Conor McGregor, as a hype man, the greatest hype man since Flavor Flav, you've got a guy who found a way to pick a fight with someone that's going to result in potentially $100 million. I'm so excited by that, I dropped my pencil. He's found a way to make a fight out of something where there was no opportunity, and he created that opportunity. And now he gets to collect the winnings. If he loses the fight in the first round, he makes the same money as if he loses the fight in the 12th round, because he's a terrific salesman, and you got to take your hat off for that. So I'm Anthony Iannarino. I'm calling the fight right now. I have one bet on this with my older brother. He does not take McGregor, and neither do I. So the bet that we have is I bet it's a clean knockout where the punch goes right between his two gloves and hits him right on the chin and knocks him out. And his bet is that it's a technical knockout and the ref has to stop the fight because McGregor's too beat up to be able to continue. That's the only reasonable bet you can make about this, is not who wins, but in what round. So I'm calling it for Floyd Mayweather. And if you want me to pick the round, I'm picking the 4th round, because that's where the money's going to be, is on the 4th round, and Mayweather will deliver that. That's my opinion on this. I want to know what your opinion is. Leave it in the comments. Unless you're my brother Jake and I already know your opinion, you don't need to tell me. You think that McGregor has a shot of winning, and you're wrong and you know nothing, and I will take all your money that you want to bet me anytime you want to. Hit the subscribe button. This is not always about sales, not always about leadership, not always about coaching, but sometimes about boxing. This is every day.